Hey, besties! Welcome back to Girl Call Your Sister.
Where it's our call. You're just listening.
Ayo!
So, if you are listening to our podcast, it would really help our engagement if you like it, follow it, comment down below so that you can share it and also share it with your friends, please.
Also, I'm wearing sunglasses because I don't have makeup on. I showered.
She's clean.
I'm in my PJs. It's a vibe. Don't mess with my nighttime routine. It is perfection.
Right. It's 9:00 where you are. I still have the sun out. It's 7. We still have another hour of sunlight. Look at that natural glow.
No, you literally look stunning. And you snapped. Have you been
that's just
working
a
out?
Contour.
Been seeing your hot girl walks you've been going on? Tell me about those.
Oh, yeah. So I started doing hot girl walks. They're also what makes it a little bit more fun is I don't know, it's kind of like a childish game, but to go on a color walk. Have you heard of those?
No, what is that?
Okay, so you just kind of pick a color before you start your walk, and then while you're on your walk, you kind of, let's say I'm choosing yellow as my color. I'll be like, oh, look, some yellow daffodils. Keep walking, and I'll find a yield sign. Keep walking. Ooh, a yellow house. Keep walking. Ooh, that person has a yellow fence on their house. Keep
Yellow
walking.
fence is gross.
No, literally, right?
Immediately.
That's just an example. But yeah, just pick a color and just try to go for a long time and find different things of one particular color. And it's kind of like playing I Spy, but as an adult.
Oh my gosh. My kid loves that game. And I'm like, can we please not? Anytime there's silence, he's like, you want to play I Spy with my little eyes? I'm like, let's go. And every time I choose something, he is actively looking around to change what he chose. And I'm like, that's not how you play.
That's not the game. Whenever my kids were little, when I got sick of I Spy with colors and they started learning more letter sounds, we would be like, okay, I found something that starts with the letter T. Can you find it? And that kind of changes it up a bit.
Okay, so we need to change our category under Spotify to let them know that we are a mom podcast and we are here for education and health and we are teaching you things. Did you hear that? That is so genius. That's so smart and so simple. Why didn't I think of that? I want to start with you today. We always start with me on how I'm feeling. Let's go with you, baby girl.
I've had a really, really good week so far.
It's Tuesday. Let's
literally. Well,
slow your roll.
Hey, it's podcast magic. It's Thursday. Don't forget.
We record on Mondays and Tuesdays.
We record Mondays and Tuesdays.
Maybe Sundays.
Yeah, literally. It's crazy. It's been weird. It's been a weird time, but I'm just making the best of it, trying to just, what is it? Woman up, get through it, girl boss it, get my shit done with a smile on my face, and then I scream into my pillow at night.
It's so hard. After we were done podcasting last night, I took a full ass shower. Hair wet, blowed out my hair, couldn't tell. Blowed it out. We're learning and growing, and that's all we could do as women.
We're women in STEM. We're learning and growing.
What does STEM mean? When people say that, we're in STEM. We're women in STEM. What is that?
Science, technology, engineering, and math.
Those are all things that I'm terrible at. I'm not in STEM. What's the opposite of STEM? Trunk? Leaf?
Root.
I like that, but I'm also not rooted.
We're not rooted. We're not grounded. What would be an acronym for root? Rotting on our tushies.
I like that. I was going the raw dog outlet, but there's no D in there. So it was
not.
Raw
dogging our own trauma.
I put on a shirt.
Root. Raw dogging our own trauma.
That is so good! Snaps for Nyx. We went to dinner tonight. Our cousin is in town from Michigan. And so I went to dinner with our moms and our great cousin. Is that what Aunt Vicky is? Like, I
She's
don't even.
she's mom's cousin.
Great
So
aunt.
she's
Great
not our
aunt.
aunt. She's a cousin. She's a cousin. She's mom's cousin.
She's mom's cousin.
So
Why
she's
would-
our second cousin.
So it's. I know we have this conversation every time we
I
talk.
I've had this conversation with Vicky, and I'm like, I don't know why we've always called you Aunt Vicky, but I know you are our cousin. You are our cousin, but you've just always been Aunt Vicky to me for
Why?
some reason. I don't know why in my head she's Aunt Vicky, but maybe it's because I hear like her nieces and nephews call her that, maybe, and that could be it. And it just, I don't know. Vicky, we love you.
We're just girls.
We love you so much, Vicky.
We're just. Oh. Shout out to our great
Vicky.
Aunt Vicky cousin.
Vicky, Alicia, hope you had a good time at dinner. Wish I could have been there.
Taryn, where the fuck were you?
Yeah, where's Taryn?
She stayed in Michigan like a little bitch.
Ugh, it's okay.
Vicky is just the greatest soul that you could ever meet in your life. She loves everyone. Like, she only sees positivity. I want to be her when I grow up.
No, literally. And she's hair goals. I love her hair.
Hair goals, love.
Oh my God. No, literally.
You know what the most embarrassing part of all of this podcasting thing is?
Tell me.
First of all of it. Second of all, like walking around work, like people knowing that you're just putting yourself out on the internet and just sharing all of your deep dark secrets, like,
Oh my gosh, being perceived is one of the most scary things that you can do, but it's so empowering when you just kind of stop caring what other people think and feel about you, because you can just live your authentic self. And I feel like a lot of the people who maybe have judgments about us putting ourselves out there are just scared to do it themselves and are projecting onto us.
One thing about me and starting this podcast journey with you is like, we knew that we would have to put ourselves out there, and we knew that we would have to be cringe and gross and disgusting online. And everyone that actually knows us would be like, oh, that's a little weird. Because when I see that, it's never people that I like. Let's be honest, that are actually putting themselves out online. But I am really leaning into it, and I'm hating every second of it, but also just like loving it. I have this other persona online that I'm leaning into. What about you?
Love that.
Like, are you being your true, authentic self online?
I feel like I am, because I feel like I'm a multifaceted and very layered person. So I don't think it's really possible to be completely myself online. There are parts of myself that I do keep to myself. But I feel like,
As you should.
right. Like, I'm not going to have my kids' faces up here, but they are online, but
Hey, my kid is famous, and he can't tell you otherwise. You can't
No.
tell him otherwise.
no, he's going to be on stage or on a movie screen, or he's going to be famous somehow, because he loves the spotlight and he was born for it.
No, literally, we were watching the MTV Movie Awards, whenever the fuck that was. Like, the last one, where Taylor announced that she was putting out TTPD. And he was like, Mom, why am I not there? And I was like, bro, it's for famous people. And he was like, but I am famous. And I was like, how are you famous? He was like, I was on my school's website page of the whole district. So that's kind of a big deal. Yeah, I was hyping him up, being like, you're famous, bro. And now he thinks he's famous. And I'm like, watch my TikToks, engage or something. I'll give you a phone. What's your view on phones as a mom?
I didn't give my kids a phone until it was necessary. Only one of my kids has a phone, and she didn't get it until she was old enough to babysit and staying home by herself. We have a unique situation where she's not in public school, to where it was something that she needed sooner. So that's kind of what we're doing. And then the younger one, he's not going to get a phone anytime soon because he doesn't need one. He has.
Because this guts one.
Yeah, sis got one. He's not ever in a situation where he's without one of us, or if he is, he's at a place where I trust the parent and I have their information, and he is comfortable with them enough to where he can ask them if he needs to get a hold of me or something like that. So I think my view on like kids having cell phones is it's only when it's necessary and with certain parameters around it to where they're not having a free for all with it.
And I'm a single mom and I co-parent with my ex-husband. And my son the other day was like, Mom, when I'm 11, can I have a phone? And I'm like, you can have a phone when you're 5. Like, I want you to be able to call me because there's been lots of talks about schedule changing and stuff like that with him starting new big kid school coming up in August and just big changes coming. And he was like, can I have a phone when I'm 11? And I was like, we'll discuss that when you're 11. But also, I only get to call him once when he is with his dad, like a FaceTime call, which is hard for me. It's difficult for me to be away from him that long, but I also know that it's healthy for me as well as to recharge and like become myself again, to throw myself back into the fucking weeds.
Yeah,
Be a mom.
it's really, really, really challenging to find yourself outside of parenting when it was your full-time thing. And now that you have half of the time without your child and you're by yourself 50% of the time, I'm sure it's been a journey to navigate that. Is there anything that you have learned about yourself since you've been by yourself more?
So am not going to be the best mother if I don't get to recharge. So there are things that I look at from my divorce and just being a single mom now that I appreciate that I didn't get to appreciate in a relationship. I do get that time by myself. And I was recently in the hospital with COVID and double pneumonia. And I was so thankful that he was with his father and not around me, like getting sick. And I had that backup of his dad being there and being able to watch him. And if I needed him to stay with his father a couple more days because I was still in the hospital, like that would have worked out perfectly. Luckily, we do have family here.
So you would say that you've been able to appreciate having a partnership without the distraction of a child around? Is that kind of what you were saying?
I would, yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say, because I would say that before that I got a divorce and ruined my entire family and everyone started to hate me, that I had no alone time. And now I'm finally getting that and I'm recharging and I'm doing self care and I'm doing things for myself to recharge and be my best version of mom that my son gets. Like, right. I just want to like show up and he knows that he's going to get mommy 5.0 or whatever.
You were so attentive, like I said in episode 1, when you have him, you soak up all of that time with him, and it's beautiful to see.
I'm too competitive for my son to do sports, and I'm like, maybe you should just really honestly go to Broadway.
I hear that you are considering starting a soccer team and coaching. Is that true?
So it was presented to me that my mom told my son that I would coach him with her.
Okay, so grandma said you were going to do it. You haven't, yeah. Okay.
Grandma was like, hey, Cinco, how cool would it be if me and mom coached you and your soccer team? And I was like, Grandma, hey, did you think about talking to me first?
Hey, Grandma, I love the sentiment. Gigi, I love the sentiment. But next time, let's talk to Mom about it first before we bring it up to the little one.
Yeah, bringing up things in front of the little is a big problem for me. let's discuss these grown-up ideas before we go to the little one, because little one thinks everything is a great idea.
Absolutely.
Honestly, though, I was like, Mom, no, we're going to coach them, and they're going to be the best. And they're going to run laps, and free warm-up is run a mile, 5-year-old. Like, let's go.
Why are we slacking?
No, I'm too competitive. I'm the loudest parent at the baseball games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm our mother, and I hate to see it when it comes to sports. Because I was like, Cinco, you did way better in practice on Saturday than you did today. And someone was like, you still did really well, which that cut me to the fucking core. Because I was like, yeah, you did fine, but I've seen you do better. Like, and that's what we got when we were younger. And like, that made us not, I don't know.
It made me not enjoy it as much.
For me, it was like a driver. It's like, I have to do better. I'm going to do better.
See, it was a driver for you, but it was a deterrent for me. So, yeah.
And I know. And so I'm trying to find that happy medium with my 5-year-old son that just started learning basics of sports. So with that comes patience and a learning curve. And also, I have coached sports, and I am very athletic, and competitive, like we talked about.
Yeah. No, like mommy has a lot of skills and a lot of information to bring to the table. So I totally get it. I kind of am like, because of the pressure that we had on sports when we were younger, made me kind of go in the opposite direction, where whenever my kids were starting things when they were younger, if they mentioned that they weren't liking it or they weren't enjoying it, I was like, okay, let's stop. You don't have to keep doing it. And that was obviously not the right move, because then it made them think that they could stop doing things when they're in the middle of something. And
Right.
it was something that they kind of had to navigate later on.
That's the thing that's the balance I'm trying to learn as a parent and my son playing sports. It's like, I'm so competitive, and I never was on a losing team when I played sports. Like, my team always was the best. I'm not a loser. Like,
Yeah.
we lost state in high school. That will ever live with me. Like, talk to my 2011 high school soccer team. We're all fucking bitter. Like, still to this day, that was so long ago, still bitter.
I remember.
Like a man down at state, and it was not good.
It was not a good turnout.
It was not fun for us. We went out in overtime and a shootout. So don't talk to me about competition or anything, because I don't lose at anything. I don't want to lose at anything. I want to be the best at everything that I'm doing. So,
and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad quality or a bad drive to have, because it's definitely a motivator. Like, wanting to be the best at something is a good goal.
It also helps with my depression. I don't know if any of our girly swirlies, or if we have any men listeners. Hi, Dad, if you listen. Hi, Michael, which we mentioned Michael in our last podcast, and we just said Michael will take care of us, and we didn't even talk about who Michael is.
Okay. So Michael is our little baby brother. We love him so much. He is the third of our little three musketeers. We are a crew. We love him so much. How would you describe Michael?
Michael is the funniest person in the entire universe.
He has the best sense of humor. He is so witty and so smart. He is very quiet until he speaks, and then when he speaks, he is the best. He's so funny.
But he's also so emotionally intelligent.
Oh my gosh.
For someone that doesn't talk a lot about their feelings or talk to others about their feelings or anything like that, if you have a problem, you can just go to him and he will tell you what your therapist would tell you. And I'm
He'll
like,
be a
bruh,
therapist.
he's never been to therapy. I'm like, go talk to one. You could probably like take their job and be like,
Michael is the moral compass of the family. He is the moral compass of our family. If we have a conflict with between any of us, he is the level head that helps us to sort it out in the most loving and non-judgmental way.
Well, also he sees all sides, and I can never be me.
No, literally, he's Switzerland in a way that like Switzerland wishes they were Switzerland.
Sometimes I'm like, can you please not and just
literally
blindly support me as my little bro? Just
come on
blindly
back.
support.
He has incredible taste in music. If you want to talk to anybody about movies, TV shows, he has a lot to offer. He is so fun. He's our favorite, if you can't tell. We are obsessed with him.
No, like me and Brittany. I have to call you next.
Okay.
The best way that I could describe our little baby bro is that he is a golden retriever with debilitating anxiety. He is, when he's around the people that he feels comfortable with, he is kind of like a light in the room. He has this aura around him. I don't know. He's just good vibes, and I want to be around him. He's funny. Like, we're the big sisters, and we just want to like hang out with baby bro. And anytime that I can get him in a car, I'm like, you are required to talk to me, and I don't have to play music. So, what you want to talk about? Like, it's like where I can trap him and like
he is ultimate teddy bear energy because he is so tall and gives the best hugs, and when you hug him, he embraces you hard.
He hugs you like it's the last time you're gonna see him.
Oh my gosh. And Michael as an uncle? Oh,
Stop.
oh my god. Michael is an
God.
uncle. Uncle Michael is my favorite version of Michael. When he is around his nieces or his niece and nephews, he's got it. We just sit back and watch him in awe.
The funniest thing is that Uncle Michael doesn't know how to say no yet. And that's the best part of Uncle Michael. As a younger sister and a mom, watching Uncle Michael be like, yeah, you try and say no, bitch. Like, go ahead, tell him. Which he doesn't have a problem telling them no. Like, he will set that boundary, but you know he feels bad because
he feels so guilty saying no, and it's the cutest thing. He'd be like, "Are you sure?"
And like the thing about Uncle Michael is that he's not a loud person. He's not flashy. He doesn't have to be me to get people's attention. It's just who he is as a person and his comedy and his humor. Like, everyone vote for Michael 2028.
Michael Scott 2028.
And the funny thing about our baby bro is he's named Michael Scott, like The Office.
Like in The Office. Yeah, he's our little Michael Scott.
Michael is just the quiet. I would say he's the most quiet out of all of the siblings, but doesn't say a lot because we're so fucking annoying and loud that he kind of has to be quiet because
he sits back and just watches, but he makes himself known.
He's like Uncle of the Year by accident.
Low effort, high payoff.
No, literally, like, he's not trying. He's just being himself, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'll try and fix this toy. And then all of a sudden, there's 4 more toys out of the toy he just fixed. Hey, Michael, do you want to come on the pod? I'm sure everyone wants to see you.
We'll have a Michael guest appearance sometime.
What do you think that would be like?
Well, I'll be in Texas soon, so we'll see what happens.
You know what I think we should do?
What's a word with a gun to your head You cannot spell.
Restaurant.
Restaurant. That's a good one.
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Is
Is
it
it a
with a
T or a
T or a
D?
D?
Is it a T or a D? I think it's a T. But why? Why is it a T?
Is it a T or D?
So my word I like that I thought of, colonel. Not like a kernel of corn, but like a colonel in the army or the military.
Collonel.
Yes. Damn it. You did it.
Clue. I used to play Clue
You did play Clue.
with my ex's family. Next one. I'm actually a pretty good speller, so like
Are
words
you?
are really hard for me.
I am not a good speller. I live by autocorrect. Thank you, baby. You got me.
It's not spelling technically, but like conscious and like conscience.
Oh,
Like I know that conscience is conscience,
yeah.
but like conscious, like
Conscious, being conscious.
which I'm not, so why do I need to learn how to spell it? And then there's also cautious, which easy one.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
It's everywhere on my pill bottles.
Yeah.
Cautious. It's not. That's
Caution. Caution. Oh my gosh. Have you been on SkinnyTok?
Yes. Let's talk about SkinnyTok.
Okay. Who do you follow on SkinnyTok?
Is her name Mina?
Mina Lies. Yeah.
Mina. I follow Mina.
Our Russian queen. She just hit 1 million.
She is the only person I follow.
Okay.
And the only reason I follow her is it's because it's like our father speaking to me.
Our father, like just our harsh truths, no filters.
Right. It's not like the things that she says. It's just the way that she speaks to you. It's like, not that these are facts. It's just like.
Her thing that she said, be afraid of the portion, not the food, changed my life.
Break that down for me.
Be afraid of the portion, not the food. So eat the foods that you enjoy eating, but you don't need to have like a whole Big Mac, a side of fries, a big Coke, and then have a dessert afterwards, right? Like,
No, I do.
no, I'm saying like have it in moderation. Don't do it every single meal. And or if you're gonna go out and like have an ice cream or something like that with your kids. I used to like get fucking the biggest ice cream that I could, but now I'll just eat like a kid size ice cream. And I'm still enjoying it and I'm getting it, but the portion of it has gone down dramatically. And I'm telling you, I've lost 20 pounds in a month and a half without even really trying. Just, I'm not hungry. I'm never hungry. I'm eating until it's, what is it called? It's intuitive eating on like a more serious level.
Okay, guys, she is sat in front of SkinnyTok.
I'm okay. Oh my God. Another thing on SkinnyTok. I don't know who said it, but yeah, I was like, holy shit. You're not a dog. You don't need to reward yourself with food.
That's rude.
Isn't that like, it's so rude and it's so funny to me.
The thing about me is that I have one motto in my life, and I feel like I have had this motto since this motto came out, and it's YOLO. And
you invented YOLO.
I did not invent YOLO. I think it was Drake that coined the term, but ever since he coined that, I was like, I get that.
Yeah, I get that too.
Tomorrow.
See, when I lived like that though, with like food specifically and not moving my body, I felt miserable. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good in my body. I didn't feel good about my body. So I'm not saying that you have to be skinny to feel good about yourself or look a certain way or weigh a certain amount. But if those things bother you about yourself, you can change it.
Yeah. And that kind of.
And those things bothered me about myself. They did bother me. And that's why I wanted to change it. And I did like the semaglutide for a month. I'm telling you, I stopped doing it because it made me feel so awful. I lost about 5 pounds in that month, but then I gained 15 pounds as soon as I stopped it because my body just was rebounding so quickly. And I struggled to lose those 15 pounds for a very, very long time, trying to do what I thought was what I've been taught, you know?
I think that the Ozempic stuff, the semaglutide, the trizepatides, all of them, I think that they're great. I think that people that do have an addiction to food, it is a real thing. People
Yeah.
find comfort in food. They find comfort in just fucking eating. It's not just in the food part, it's the act of eating. It's distracting your hands. It's distracting, like, it's just
like
a distracting process.
as
You
someone
are
who enjoys smoking and have an oral fixation, I can definitely say food is an oral fixation for me. So I get that.
also know that the Ozempic, the semaglutides, have helped people that are struggling with addiction and alcohol and stuff like that. But it's also not just about taking the shot and feeling like crap. It's I don't know. I tell my 5-year-old son if I don't know an answer to a question, I tell him it's science.
Yeah.
That's
It's
I
science.
don't know shit. I'm dumb as fuck. My son is in the why phase, and I don't have any answers for him. I feel like the dumbest fucking person when my son asks me a question and then he follows it up with why. And my immediate response to that is science.
No, I get that. I am not anti Ozempic or semaglutides or whatever it is that you're using as a way to help you control those things. I do think that it's gotten out of control with how addicted people get to it and going too far with it.
I would say we have both have had eating disorders in the past. I would say that people that are already skinny are hating the fact that fat people are getting skinny.
Oh, definitely. Like because they
You're an equal. You're on a level playing field now.
exactly.
Oh, like you were funny, but you were fat. But now you're skinny
You're
and
skinny,
funny.
funny. You're a threat
Yeah,
now.
yeah, exactly. So I feel like the bigger people that the A-list people that are doing the Ozempic and stuff, they're probably worried about people coming for their jobs, but lay people like ourselves, it's just honestly, we just want to feel good about ourselves. And
All for that. Feel good about yourself. Self-empower yourself. Lean into that.
I also know that like the Ozempic and all of the other things that are tied to it has helped with people that do have a drinking problem. As myself, I have had a drinking problem in the past, and that was something that I heavily relied on. And I did try a version of Ozempic, one of the few many, for a little bit, and it definitely curbed my appetite for wanting to have a drink. And
Oh, yeah.
honestly, since I took it for however long I did, it was very, very beneficial for my active drinking. And it also helped shifted me moving forward on how I was going to drink and what levels and how it's more of a social, it's just more about being more conscious about what you're taking and putting into your body versus like I'm bored and I want to do this.
Oh, it definitely silences food noise for sure. Because I am, I have always had very, very strange relationships with food. I was vegan for 10 years. I was vegetarian for a really long time. And I think within that, I had a pretty extreme version of orthorexia, which if you don't know what that is,
I
it's
don't know
like
what that is.
it's like where you feel like you have to eat the perfect food. And if you don't eat the perfect food, then you shouldn't eat it. And you have to eat a very specific way, or you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
That sounds like a very controlling addiction, or
Yeah.
what would you call it, an addiction or a disorder?
I think it's more of a disorder because I don't feel like I was addicted to like eating a certain way. I felt like I had to eat a certain way in order to be considered like a perfect vegan, or to not slip up, because if I ate certain foods, they were not only damaging to my body, they're damaging to the world and to the environment, and it was just like a very, very layered thing. And it took me several years to really kind of get over that, and it was a slow process for me going.
What did that process look like for you?
Well, for me, I started like when I was transitioning from being vegan to eating like a more mainstream diet, I did it slowly. And I switched for like by adding eggs into my diet to start out with, and healing my relationship with just eggs. And after I felt like I had a good handle on eggs and my body was responding to them well, then I started adding in cheese and things like that, more dairy products. Instead of getting almond milk creamer, I started getting regular creamer and things like that. And then I now have like poultry and beef back in my diet, which 10 years ago, you put a gun to my head, I wouldn't have eaten a piece of beef.
No, she
You know what I
really
mean?
would put a gun to your head.
No, literally. And I was a militant vegan, and I hate that. I hate that I was brainwashed in that way. And it was like a really, really weird mindset shift that I had to do. And I think another part of that with my eating disorder is when you're eating a mostly plant-based diet, you can eat large portions of food and not gain weight. And you can eat beans and rice and salads and fruits and vegetables, and they're very nutrient dense, and you feel very full, very like you don't feel as full as quickly. I meant to say you don't feel as full as quickly as you would. Then you switch to eating a more mainstream diet. You're adding the dairy and the meat and eggs back in. Those have higher calories in them, so you need to eat less of them.
So when you started to transform to your newer diet, were you having struggles with the fact that you weren't eating perfect foods?
Oh, definitely. And I wouldn't even really eat fast food for a really long time. That was also like another thing that I needed to heal. So going to like a drive-thru and getting like a burger from McDonald's, I was having a panic attack doing it. And then I started eating the food and I was like, okay, I'm doing it.
Love Big Mac sauce.
No, it's so good. It's so good. And it is weird. It
I
is a
don't
weird
believe
time.
you. Like, I don't believe you. You sound like a recovering addict. Like, yeah, Big Mac sauce is the best.
No, Big Mac sauce, bro. I want that shit.
But thank you, besties, for tuning in for today's podcast. It is never planned anymore after podcast number 5. We have decided to go off script and just be ourselves, which please pray for us, or whatever Brittany does. Burn incense for us.
Light a candle.
Light a candle. If there's anything that you can do for yourself, just light a fucking candle.
You know what?
It fixes everything.
Candles are healing in different ways because they make a vibe. And if a vibe isn't healing, I don't know what is. Boom.
That is my wise sister Nyx. And I am Ash, your unhinged favorite middle child.
Thanks for eavesdropping, you losers.